Since I have nothing going on in my life right now, Ray had requested that I do the video rundown this week, following week one of the playoffs and all that went along with it. And like I said, since there's really nothing going on in my life right now and the rest of you are busy up to the gills as usual, figured I'd step up to the plate and take some responsibility to do this rundown for all of you today. I'd like to first thank the 4 or 5 or 6 of you that congratulated Jen and I on a job well done, delivering a second child into this world. Trying to offset the balance of bad parents bringing kids into this world with 2 good ones. Trying our best. Anyway, on to, as you can see, the sun is behind me right now. Actually, if I keep my hand here, block the sun, it looks like you can see me. On to the rundown. Now, just mind you, I'm going to be doing this 100% from memory and based off of 100% assumption as to the results and as to any records or stats that I may reference in this video. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. Matchup of the week. Week 1 of the playoffs. Both games were the matchup of the week. Both matchups from what I know of, which was about 9:30 or 10 p.m. on Sunday night, I think it was. All the days are one for me. I haven't slept at all. Sunday night, I believe. Cisco was running away with it, and Ray was running away with it, so neither matchup was very good. I assume they both won and are moving on. So in terms of matchup of the week, neither one of them really lived up to the hype. Chris and Michael weren't very good. Chris especially. I don't know if he broke 160 points this week. He was horrendous as usual in the playoffs. So a bad season for Chris, even though he got himself back into the playoffs. That's meaningless. He's been in the league for 100 years. He's made the playoffs 99 of those 100 years. He's got all the regular season accolades. He's done it all, but he only has 1 championship to show for it. Not very good. Michael, it wasn't a great season for Michael. He happens to be in a terrible division. He was hot at the end of the year, so I thought he'd be able to pull this one out, possibly. But he's playing Ray, and Ray's team is just really good. And now we go into the final 4 here. These are 4 really, really good teams. Any of these 4 teams can win. And I guess with that said, let's move on to that. Ray versus Ricky. Again, basing this off assumption, I don't know if Ray has ever beaten Ricky in an important game. I don't think Ray has ever beaten Ricky in the playoffs, especially. That's really all that matters. So Ricky's got the upper hand there. Ray's team is hot, though. Ricky's team is great. Obviously, if you're handicapping this one, you're going to give Ricky the edge here. He's got the history. He's got the... I think he's got the mind game advantage, too, over Ray. I think Ricky's going to mess with Ray's mind. So it's going to be interesting to see the way Ray plays up this matchup against Ricky compared to the way he played it up against Michael. As you remember last week against Michael, he had no problem calling him the C word. Wasn't really fearful of retaliation, but Ray knows if he goes after Ricky, he's poking the bear, and he's going to get clawed back. So let's see if Ray has the stones this week to go after Ricky the way he went after Michael last week. Will be very interesting to see that. I'm going to give the edge to Ricky here. I think he's going to win. Ray's got a great team. Knowing Ray's luck in the eyes through Ray, Ray will tell us till he's blue in the face that he only loses to teams that score 270 points plus. So with that said, I'm sure Ricky's going to put up 280 this week, and Ray, I'm sure, will put up 279.9 and lose. Very unlucky, but that's the way it's going to go. Ricky's going to win. On to Cisco and Peter. I'm basing this off of the last several matchups between Peter and Cisco. This has been more of a verbal rivalry as opposed to a team versus team rivalry. Peter has utterly dominated this rivalry matchup-wise over the past several years, especially in the big games. And especially in the playoffs, I believe Peter has beaten Cisco at least twice over the last several years in the playoffs in a big spot. We know Peter's gone to the finals 2 years in a row now. He's looking for the 3rd year in a row. He's got a great team this year. Cisco's coming on at the right time, too. He's got running backs all of a sudden. Tom Brady turned the corner. Gronkowski turned the corner. As long as Gronkowski's not on the field in a position where he needs to move at all, he's great. If he just has to catch a football and land in the end zone without moving those legs of his, he's in a great spot. And that's really all Cisco cares about, is that little fade pattern in the end zone, because Gronkowski's 7'2", 642 pounds. He could just go up there and catch it. Cisco will take that all day long. Handicapping the matchup, Peter's got a better team. There's no question about it. Peter's also got the advantage mentally over Cisco right now. I want to see if Cisco comes out strong verbally against Peter this week. I think Cisco needs to do something here to get Peter off his game a little bit. Peter's too comfortable this season. He's sitting in the rocking chair right now, and he's winning game after game after game, and nobody has challenged him this year. It'll be interesting to see if Cisco challenges Peter like Cisco has in the past. Or will Cisco go into this a little bit wary that he's not going to be able to pull out a W and kind of keep his mouth shut throughout the week? We'll see. Will be interesting. Hope Peter puts out a video too, of course. Like to see that one. This is more of a... They're both great matchups. This one might be more competitive on the scoreboard. The other one might be more competitive off the scoreboard. Could be competitive on the scoreboard too. But I'm really looking for that Ricky-Ray game to be a shouting match and a verbal warfare between the two. What else do we do in these rundowns? I don't even remember. It's been so long. All right, folks. So that's the rundown following week 1 of the playoffs, heading into week 2. I'm going to ask Ray, double check me on my stats, whatever I referenced in this rundown. I'm sure I was wrong about a lot of things, so just please double check me, Ray. If there's anything I'm forgetting to mention in this rundown, Ray, if you could just clean up the loose ends here, be much appreciated. Good luck to the final 4 teams. I do think the top 4 teams in the league made it this year. Chris's team was a fraud. That was a fraudulent team this year, even though he was, by most metrics, considered the second best team in the league. That's a joke. Chris's team chokes every year in the playoffs. His team's a disgrace. It's a joke. He's got a lot of holes, a lot of things to fix, and he probably won't be able to fix it this offseason, so his team will continue to be a joke next year. But as for the final 4 teams right now in the league, congratulations to the 4 of you. You deserve to be there. You've had a great season up to this point. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the championship. It's going to be high scoring. These teams all know how to put material together. They all know how to drive content on the boards through video, through Facebook, through magazine covers. I'm really excited for this week. Get at it, guys. Looking forward to your videos. Have fun this week with it. Matt, how are we getting the trophy back from you, buddy?